Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi loves to travel. He's clocked up a remarkable 27 trips since becoming leader last year. From Australia to Tajikistan, he's a true jet-setter. Prime Minister Modi has certainly revealed himself as something of a showman. He loves the big ticket event. In London, he's hired the biggest stadium for a huge event involving all the Indian diaspora who live in Britain. Mr. Modi wants to prove that India is open for business. He wants to sell India around the world. Maybe he just likes ticking off a few of the top tourist destinations.
In spite of all the pomp, this is not a state visit. Mr. Modi is India's Prime Minister, not its President. But it is important. The United Kingdom and India have strong historic and trade links. This trip is about reinforcing those and building on them. He'll also visit businesses here like Jaguar Land Rover that are now Indian-owned. A century ago, India was part of the British Empire. Now it's an economic powerhouse, and this trip is about helping both countries turn a shared history into future prosperity.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is running for a second term. He swept to power in 2014 with an overwhelming majority. It was for the first time in 30 years a single party won a majority. He remains the face and main vote-getter of the Bharatiya Janata Party. But his image has taken a beating over the year due to economic problems and rural distress. Under his rule, strident Hindu nationalism has become mainstream, threatening the social fabric of the country. Attacks on minority communities increased, including incidents of lynching of Muslim men accused of cow slaughter.
India is counting votes for the world's biggest democratic election. 900 million people were eligible to vote, and voters will elect more than 500 members to fill the lower house of parliament. The majority will then be able to name the next prime minister. India's current prime minister, Narendra Modi, is expected to win a second term. But Modi's critics say his party's contentious relationship with Pakistan has helped fuel violent conflict between the two countries. They also say his Hindu-first message has fueled intolerance in India. CBS, this
smartphone growth, and the data rates are quite cheap. With the result, you have a huge chunk of population which get their information through mobile phones or the internet. So a lot of misinformation is pushed through social media. So, I mean, the companies like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, the government told them to do something to curb the spread of misinformation. They have taken some steps. They have
As a former U.S. ambassador to India, he joins me now from Washington. So, Ambassador Romer, why do you think it is that Indians re-elected Modi with such a huge margin? And do you think he delivered voters what they wanted, or was it more for his polarizing politics?
Well, first of all, Raina, good to be with you. And I would just say about the words, the biggest election in the history of the world. Here is a democracy with a 67% turnout and women voting, 420 million 18 and 19-year-olds. He, I think, won for a couple of reasons. One, he made this an election about him, up or down. And he is a domineering, commanding personality in Indian politics. And the other party, the Congress Party, is not very strong. In fact, some say it's its weakest point in decades. So he had the kind of election he wanted. And now we'll see what he can do for the next 5 years.
What do you think he should do for the next 5 years?
Well, I think what the Indian people want him to do is, one, create jobs. He has to create 1 million jobs per month to keep employment from going on, to make sure the farming community is treated fairly. I think he will be looking at trying to increase Indian efficiency, whether that's reforms in the economy, infrastructure investments. And then lastly, Rena, I think he's going to be looking at foreign policy. China is increasingly a threat to India, just as it is to the United States. How does he balance that? He's been to China many times. How does he improve U.S.-India relations, which are kind of on
Trump's approach and Modi's approach? Are there any similarities?
Well, they're both populists and nationalists. They both talk about making their countries strong and great again. They both appeal to that national spirit, which sometimes can make other groups feel like they are being isolated. Unity theme and bringing everybody together. Let's hold hands together, he said. Let's walk all together. We'll see if he can pull that off in the next 5 years.
You were there this weekend in Silicon Valley. What is in this visit for Narendra Modi? What is he getting out of it?
Well, you have to look at from government of India perspective. It exports roughly, the trade between India and U.S. is around $100 billion. Slightly over $60 billion is in IT services perspective. And more important, when you look at 15% of the startups in Silicon Valley are done by Indians, he's looking at these entrepreneurs to come in and bring the same environment into India itself. So there are multiple reasons for him to go visit the Silicon Valley.
Is going to be putting the necessary infrastructure in place. If you look right now, 85%, I believe, of the people in India do not have access to the internet. How can Silicon Valley help him do that? Roll out very expensive infrastructure.
The technology which does not look at the old form of delivery of broadband to 660,000.
गया भारत की इंतहा पसंद जमात भारतीय जनता पार्टी इंतखाबात में कामयाब हो गई है और इम्कान है कि नरेंद्र मोदी एक बार फिर भारत के वजीर आजम बनेंगे। भारत में 542 नशिस्तों पर मुश्तमिल लोकसभा का इंतखाब होता है, जिसमें बीजेपी की सरबराही में सियासी इत्तेहाद को 350 के करीब नशिस्तों के कदमों में रखते हैं। नाज़रीन, वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान ने इंतखाबात में कामयाबी पर नरेंद्र मोदी को मुबारकबाद दी है और इस ख्वाहिश का इजहार किया है कि वो भारतीय वज़ीर आज़म के साथ मिलकर खित्ते में अमन की खुशहाली के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं। इस्राईली वज़ीर आज़म ने भी मोदी को टेलीफोन किया और कामयाबी की मुबारकबाद दी। बीजेपी की कामयाबी भारतीय मुस्लिम दलितों के लिए एक बुरी खबर है। भारत की आबादी है 1 अरब 30 करोड़, वहां बसने वाले मुसलमानों की तादाद 17 करोड़ के करीब है नाज़रीन। और भारत में 5 साल हुकूमत करने के बाद दोबारा कामयाब होने वाले नरेंद्र मोदी को गुजरात के मुसलमानों का कातिल या फिर बुचर ऑफ गुजरात के नाम से पहचाना जाता है। नरेंद्र मोदी के 5 नस्ल परस्ताना हमलों में इजाफा होता है। ह्यूमन राइट्स वॉच की रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक मई 2015 से लेकर दिसंबर 2018 तक हिंदू गांव रक्षों जो गाय की प्रोटेक्शन के लिए वो लोग जो खुद को गाय का मुहाफिज कहते हैं, इनके हमलों में 44 अफराद हलाक होते हैं। और यही नहीं नाज़रीन, मकबूजा कश्मीर की एक नई दास्तान रकम की जाती है। कश्मीरियों की आंखों पर छर्रे बरसाए जाते हैं, जिससे इनकी बेनाई छिन गई। ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन ने पैलेट गन्स के इस्तेमाल से नाबीना अफराद के 3800 केस रजिस्टर। मजीद मोदी एक्सट्रीमिज्म, इंतहा पसंदी की अलामत बनकर सामने आए। इन्होंने इंतहा पसंदी को किस तरह प्रमोट किया, इसकी सिर्फ एक मिसाल नाज़रीन मैं आपके सामने रखता हूं। एक खातून है, इलाके में एक मोटरसाइकिल बारूदी मवाद से उड़ा दी, जिससे 6 अफराद जान से गए थे। इन पर दहशतगर्दी का इल्जाम लगा, इन्हें इलेक्शन लड़ने के लिए टिकट दे दी गई। ये खातून आपको बता मानत पर रहा है, केस खत्म। ये है वो प्रज्ञा ठाकुर जिन्होंने मोहनदास गांधी के कातिल की भी हिमायत की थी। जी हां, यानी हिंदुस्तान के बानी कायद को जिस शख्स गोडसे राम ने कत्ल किया, प्रज्ञा ठाकुर इसे मुहिब्बे वतन समझ। मोदी को वोट भी कारकर्दगी की वजह से नहीं, उनकी इंतहा पसंदाना सोच की वजह से मिला, क्योंकि इनकी कारकर्दगी बिल्कुल तसल्लीबख्श नहीं रही। बीबीसी लिखता है कि मोदी के दौर में बेरोजगारी में रिकॉर्ड इजाफा होता है। 45 साल का बेरोजगारी का रिकॉर्ड टूटता है। ज़रूरी पैदावार में शदीद कमी होती है, सनती पैदावार में भी सुसरबी देखने। लिखता है कि भारत के अवाम मुल्क की माशी हालत से मुतमईन नहीं थे और मोदी को भी ये बात पता थी। और आपको याद होगा पिछले साल सैकड़ों की तादाद में काश्तकारों ने खुदकुशियां की थी। भारत के लिए ये इस वक्त अहम है कि पाकिस्तान के साथ अमन कायम रखे और करे अगर उसको आलमी सतह पे कोई किरदार निभाना है तो। बहुत शुक्रिया खुर्शीद कसूरी साहब, आपके वक्त आगे बढ़ेंगे जी। दोबारा प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी का ऑफिस में आना, बीजेपी का भारत में दोबारा हुकूमत बनाना और इतने बड़े मार्जिन से बनाना पाकिस्तान के लिए सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न किस तरह हो सकता है, बात करेंगे दिवाली।
Narendra Modi is on course to win a second term as Prime Minister of India. He arrived at his governing BJP headquarters late on Thursday evening, jubilant by what his party had achieved.
BJP believes in...
As he's been told, as a head of state, Modi will be able to travel to the U.S. as the Obama administration looks to reboot what at the beginning of the president's first term looked much more promising than it's turned out to be. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera.
Like refugees in their own country, thousands of people, mostly Muslims, flee their homes after bloody sectarian clashes late September. A few weeks after the riots, the memories are still raw. The village in Muzaffarnagar district torched and ransacked after provocative political speeches sparked hate between communities.
1,300 Muslims used to live in this village, and now, as you can see, soul around here, it looks like a ghost town.
Nationalist politicians are fanning violence for votes.
The roof is gone, there's nothing here.
What happened here in lately to be Prime Minister, he says. Still, one leading Muslim legislator believes Modi is the solution.
Can Muslims be worse than what they are today? They have been frightened. This has been the policy of these so-called secular parties, to frighten them, to keep them like in a kind of a cage.
Took decades to cultivate, uprooted here in an instant, and fears over what the future could bring. Sunima Udas, CNN, Uttar Pradesh State, India.
It's the team behind the man who's already been in charge of India for 5 years, Narendra Modi. But despite that, he's still seen as someone who was up against the good old elite. Maybe that's still the root of his popularity. Have a look at this simple guy, Modi. As a child, the Prime Minister helped his dad sell tea at a railway station. Ever heard of the caste system in India? Well, his was officially classed as backwards. There was even a TV show called The Journey of the Common Man, showing his tough life path.